Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, my team of the highest light and resonance, thank you for this blessed night on this Oya Wednesday. Divine Masculine, make it hot. Divine Feminine, make it hot. Spirit, tell us a story. So today, I was trying to watch some X-Men and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on my platforms. Found it very odd. Not one, not even the first one. So I was guided to watch Wakanda, and I've watched it before, and I think I've watched it twice. But today, the tears, baby. The tears. This goes into correlation to the past life messages from yesterday, right? So, with the strength, speed, and instinct that comes from this movie, R.I.P. to the king who passed. You know, he passed in 2020, right? And that was just a little bit after the portal on the 28th, right? So that lion energy going home, right? The Lion King energy, the Panther on the animal spirit, that's 44. Okay, number 44. Right? Reclaim your power. Right? You've seen it before. Just like you've seen this guy before. Look at him. Yeah. While I was on my walk, I went to the school. Right? Right now I'm at an all girls Catholic school. It's interesting, right? With the way I'm back here again. Something with the feminine energy, the warriors. Did you see that in the movie too? The woman warriors. That's what this week is about as well. So you see how the energy is building? Right? This was something that was cosmic, that the universe decided to plant in Africa. And this brings me back down to my childhood, when I was growing up and watching commercials of white people back home with flies on their face and this and that, and you're asking for money for them, and I'm looking at it like, so if you found the time to go into the land to film, like, why didn't you go and restore? So we all know, right? Because from that story, right, or movie, fiction, non-fiction, what do they want you to believe, right? I believe you should hit that bell and hit that like button. 5 tribes settled on this land, okay? But there was only one warrior shaman that was called, and the Panther revealed the vision to him. Best, vast, heart-shaped herb. And from that, he was given the chosen powers of being the Black Panther, right? So they had somebody to look up to and to protect that was chosen, you feel what I'm saying? But 4 tribes obeyed, except for one, the Jabari tribe, right? And when I heard the Jabari, I don't know, it brought me to Girlfriends, right? Where they never remembered the child's name. Tony had a problem remembering Maya's child's name, Jabari. So I don't know, that just hit. But with the Jabari tribe, they refused. So we always have that energy where we have one person in the clique that's supposed to be down. So this is where this, you see what I'm saying? Follow me, right? And we have some throat chakra vibes going on in the background because I felt like it was right for the Hierophant energy going on, and this is where we are in the throat, right? So take that in as we do a little bedtime story. Wakanda was on top, all right? And because of this, Ogun energy, because it was the technology that came from the vibranium, right? The metal, the iron, the telecommunications, right? This is a story of retrograde as well, right? They had to hide that in plain sight. Right? But there was that sellout, the informer. Remember I told you about the informant in the beginning of the movie, right? Right? In the beginning of the movie, you have three knocks, and the three knocks is that Ugun energy, right? And when he needed to show and prove himself, right, threw down his lip, and then that's when, you know, you get to be in the presence of. And he said, "Who's this? He needs to go." And he said, "I trust him with my life. I want him to stay, if that's okay with you." That was very important. When I saw that line, Spirit was like, he still had to ask permission. You see what I'm saying? But he said, "I trust this man with my life." And then he's like, "Well, I'm here because we have an issue back home. Somebody has been selling out. Right? Do you know anything about this?" And he lied to his face. And he found proof. And he said, "You're going to be taken to council." And he was upset and felt betrayed by the person that he felt that he trusted with his life. But he wasn't the one to be trusted. You feel where this? You feel where I'm going with this? Just like when the kids at the outside seeing the ship going away. You're gonna believe everything your kids say? Maybe you should. Right? This comes back into like when I say don't believe what you see on the idiot box. You see what I'm saying? They only show you what they want to show you. Right? Okay. So, just like this movie, right? You're not to depict the movie like that. That's not why it was created. Why are you looking into it like that? And also say you conspiracy theorists out here, you need to pick a lane. Okay? You need to pick a lane, because all this is intertwined. That's what your problem is. You don't study enough, and you haven't chosen enough. So when you pick, you get to see where your mind's at, but you're too wishy-washy. Okay. Right. So in this energy, his father died. So the king energy needs to be passed down. You feel what I'm saying? This is when you can't break traditions. So people want to come in now and still be a gatekeeper. This is what happens in families and stuff too. You know it's supposed to be given down, give the ring, give this, give the inheritance, but you kind of want to be like, oh, you're supposed to do this, or oh, it's going to here, or you just, what? I don't understand that energy too, because everybody dies. You're going to have to leave it somewhere, so wouldn't you want to put it into the hands of, right? The ones that you know and trust and love, if that's the case, right? So just the beginning of the movie alone just opens up a lot. Okay, the story of heritage, betrayal, right? Treason, you can say. Okay. So with the moving on now, right? This is now where the responsibility comes in now. One can't be scared. Whether you know the time is coming or when you know that it's forced upon you. You have an idea of what your life is like and what it's supposed to be like, right? So the time has come for T'Challa to do his thing now, right? And it's interesting because with the temptation energy with the year of the six, right? With the year of the six right now, right? Nokia, right? See that? Nokia. I found that interesting too, right? With the phone, the telecommunications, right? With Nokia, when she said you have a mission to do, and make sure when you go and you see her, don't freeze. And this is with the masculine energy. This, you know what I'm saying? When you still have that love, that lust, that crush, that one, and she said, don't freeze, right? A man freezes when he sees her, right? That temptation, right? And what happened when T'Challa saw her too, right? When they went to the fight and he saw her, her line was like an antelope in headlights. That's how he froze like an antelope in headlights, and antelope is Oya energy. So when I watched that today too, I was like, shout out to the changes, okay? And in this movie too, the young sister, right? She was the one running things as far as the brains. She's probably an Aquarius. You feel what I'm saying? And when it came to this energy too, right? This is why the Jabari tribe had a problem, because they felt like the other tribes were putting their livelihoods and their trust in a picnic, a child. You see what I'm saying? So now it comes down to when he needs to be crowned. And now he's doing his crowning. And just like any court, just like when they ask you when you're getting married, is there anybody that opposes? So does anybody want to come and step up and challenge? And boom, the Jabari tribe does want to challenge. Right? And this is where we are. The challenge is on. Right? And he won. You see what I'm saying? But in there's something very monumental to me in that moment right there, right? 11:11, where Spirit was showing me where he was supposed to end him, but he said no. You feel what I'm saying? Here we go. King of Swords on the bottom deck. Right? That's chopping off your head. It's supposed to end his life. And he was like, I'm gonna make this decision now and leave you to make the decision to tap out. I want you to go back to your tribe. Your tribe needs you. You see what I'm saying? Bow down. Right? And Mbaka did. Is that his name? Yeah, I think Mbaka. Yeah. Excuse me for his name. Right? He did. Sure did. Right? And that just showed a lot in that moment. It showed the mercy that's going around right now. You feel what I mean? That's needed right now. That's why my people have been in the situation they are in, because we have a sense of mercy still. That's why sometimes we don't even get to the fight, right? Because you have a certain type of love in I want you to remember that. Right? I want you to meditate on that for a second. Doesn't mean that you're still not supposed to go to war. This is why all that black tile stuff, I don't go for that. I didn't go for that. I don't feel like that was fighting. Right? I digress. Right? So now is the time where he's like, okay, he everybody's good. Right? And remember, he had his brethren over there too. You see what I'm saying? Zuri, right? The guy with the rhinoceros, right? And the tribes had their colors, right? And the purple was the royals, right? The royals were the purple, the crown royals. See what I'm saying? And this is where the purple's energies, where the purple hearts is coming in too, right? But with all the tribes in there with their colors, you see what I'm saying? You see, that's the chakras, that's the unity, that's. So when it was time for him to now, 13-333 on the phone when I said that. Before he went to fight, Spirit said go back. When he went to fight Mbaka, when he got challenged and he accepted the challenge, right? You know, they had to strip him away of his powers. So that means he was fighting in his natural ability. He was in his, you see, his skill was of his avatar of his own. He didn't have the abilities of the Black Panther. They strip you of that so that you can go to war, right? Fairly. Show yourself. Show the world what you're made of. You see what I'm saying? So that was a fair fight. And then he gets to go and rebirth. And they put him in the sand and they bury him again. You see what I'm saying? That's a shovel in the hole. That's the Ogun energy. All this energy was heavy running right now. I know Wagwan. You feel what I'm saying? So, where'd he go? To the ancestral realm. Okay. Visit his pupa. Very happy to see his dad. Bow down to his dad. Dad said, get up. You're a king. You feel what I'm saying? You're a king, get up. You're a queen, get up, right? He's like, how can I do this? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's something that you have to work out, right? He said, a man who doesn't prepare his children for his death has failed as a man. And he asked his son, okay, have I ever failed you? That question, these questions that are asked that sometimes don't need to be answered, you're asking people back a question with a question. I wouldn't do that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He said, his son said no. You feel what I'm saying? Asking energy of responsibility. And I'm gonna leave that there. He said, it's hard for good men to be kings. You're gonna have to surround yourself with people that are good. Okay? It's the same thing, right? With Nokia. When he had a conversation with Nokia, Nokia was like, when he's like, you see, you could be a queen, but you know what? You're just a little bit too stubborn. And she said, no, because I'm stubborn, that's what will make me a great queen. You see what I'm saying? But here's the problem. We want to help everybody, right? And Nokia, right, was with this little energy of like, let's help and protect. You know, let's go out there and take some of our what our God-given gift, right? What we know we're supposed to keep for ourselves, like everybody, all these other races do. Excuse me, if you feel away, but my people are the only ones that don't have anything for their own, because I know all you other races out here have something to hold down. But we're gonna hold this down. She wanted to help, and he's like, I don't think we should do that. You feel what I mean? But now somebody plants an idea. You see what I'm saying? Right? And I had to go. Now they have to go on a mission. Now his friend Zuri was in there, and he's like, I want to come because that guy did something to my people too. Right? We're all fighting for the same cause, right? But he's like, no, right? Just stay here, hold this down. I'm gonna bring my youth back. You see what I'm saying? And he couldn't because he slipped away, right? Killmonger came in, right? And when he went home, it's like Zuri was pissed off, right? Because things didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Well, it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go too. You know what I mean? All that happened. We lost out too. So what do people do? They get upset. They're not on your team no more. They have a vendetta against you. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. See what I'm saying? But this goes back now to the beginning scene, right? Where we had the kids, where Killmonger, right, is left behind. Right? A child is left for themselves. So this is the orphan energy in the read last night that I was feeling, right? The story was moving, it was heavy, right? Time to rewrite the story, right? Seven of Cups, the Fool's card, 0, right? We have the Six of Pentacles balancing this out. We have the Three of Cups, and we have Allegua. There we go. Can't make this up, right? With the Queen of Wands, like where was the mother? And the mother energy in here too. What did he do? He went and with what they call their, like I said, outsider. You feel what I'm saying? This is the mixing of like, am I gonna get there? Spirit said, leave that one on one. Cause this is how I got here. And I feel like my people are the ones to tell a certain story in a way, because if you ever knew us, we are the both sides. So there's a truth that we can speak that both sides can't tell us, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you that. Okay. So, and I don't say that because we're in Venus energy. I'm saying this in the struggle of coming from both sides energy. They're at war with each other. So how do you think the war goes inside when you're made of when you're mixed with both? Okay, that's all I was saying. Okay, so don't yeah, okay. Mm. So don't rewrite that story. So when it came time now, when Killmonger brought himself into the scene and they're figuring out now, Wagwan, right? When things didn't go as planned, right? Killmonger came in now and he was like, "Yo, I'm family. I am me. You're good at me. You're just looking at it like family. I don't even know these people. I don't even like these people. What do you mean you family now, right?" So he came in and he's like, "I'm family." And now there's blood rights. You see what I'm saying? Here we go again, back at war. You see what I'm saying? T'Challa has to go back at war again, and he said, "I accept the challenge. Been here before, but it's like you're not gonna back down. This is a never back down energy, right?" So T'Challa's like, "Okay, let's go." So the blood rights means that Killmonger gets to do the same thing that M'Baka got to do, and to see about. And here we go, Queen of Cups. See what I'm saying? And this is like representing the father energy, right? There we go, Piscean energy here, right? He's like, "Hey, auntie," you know what I mean? Like, I'm family. And from that fight, once again, T'Challa has to get his power stripped away to fight fairly, right? And boom, this is where you see the type of fighter you are. And Killmonger didn't have mercy for certain things, right? This is where it's coming like you strike to kill. And I'm learning that too. That that I'm gonna bring you into some Scorpio dark energy right now. That's 222 on the phone. This is one thing I've always had to wonder about myself if I was ever going to how I was gonna take somebody out. Because you see this in movies, right? Where you're the nice one and you let the killer get away, and then you let them get away, and by the time you get away, they're coming to kill you back, right? I always look at the world and think of certain things like that, where it's like, do you let somebody get away with it? Because if you let them walk away, you see what I'm saying? You possibly could be giving them opportunities to come back and take you out, right? Forget taking you down, okay? And that's what this energy has shown too. T'Challa at these times, like the mercy. This is not a situation at this time to deal with somebody and have a sense of mercy. Excuse me, right? What does everybody call them? Like a spiritual burps, right? Um, this comes to like ritual conduct now, right? So when he lost, he didn't lose because spirit's like correct yourself, right? When he was thrown over the cliff, right? He was thrown into the water. There's a lot of heavy water energy too. Remember when he first came into his ceremony too, he came off the ship into the water. It was in the water that he was blessed. You see what I'm saying? All this, the fighting was in the water. And even as the tribes were on the outside, they were ever so often as they hit the right, it's like they move in. It's like it was timed because ain't nobody got time to be dealing with this, right? Yeah, you guys can fight for maybe they can fight forever. Who has time for that, right? They're also getting pushed to the edge of the cliff, right? The fight's getting like narrow, right? And it's fair because it's just like both parties are just narrow, and I found that interesting too. You see what I'm saying? There's so much, it's things that have been lost when it comes to also like this is not. I'm not even gonna go there. Um, So when Killmonger won now, right? This is when the general now, Nokia had a little problem because she was like, okay, so let's go, like we have to do this, and she's like, what do you mean? She's sticking to code. She's like, I have to. I'm loyal to the throne. Like, what are you loyal to? Like, he may not. This may not be what it is, but this is our thing now. I have to like do this, right? And Killmonger was rebirthed in the same way that he went in the sun. He went back, but when he went back, he didn't go back the way T'Challa went back, and went back home and visited his dad and went to the tree of life, and his dad was a panther, and he came down, and it was that he went back to the scene of the crime. He went back into his inner child, right? And he visited his pops again, and his pops was like, so what, no tears for me? And he's like, yo, everybody dies, right? And when T'Challa, right, was down and out, all this stuff was going back on back at home. Mayu was what, burning up the herbs, right? The heart-shaped herbs, so that nobody else can regain access to the ancestral realm and rebirth again, as if like he's gonna live forever, right? It's just the laws and the things that he wants to be instilled. It's like that's how he wants to lock it down. You feel what I'm saying? So this goes back to the fight scene too, with the tribes, right? 5-4. As I went, and my energy dropped down to that too, right? In this Emperor energy, right? They needed help, right? So what they do? They went to M'Baka. They went to the Jabari tribe. And Jabari was just sitting there like, you know what I found very interesting? When he's like, come with me. And this whole time he found T'Challa. You see what I'm saying? He washed up in the river and his people then found him. And they had him preserved up in the snow. But he never said anything. That is when you keep your enemies closer. They had to come to see that they had him. Where he's like, why didn't he like, oh, I found your man, you can come get him. No, it's eventually. There was an eventually, right, of something. But did you see that preservation energy? And I said that too when we had the zombie feed, the zombie terror, when I was like, they're preserving it. That was a preservation. It was preserving him, right? Okay. Right? T'Challa didn't say anything. But he also didn't cause harm to him either. He didn't cause any more harm, right? Here we go, 2 of Cups. He checked for the relationship that was there before, and he's like, we're not brethren, but I'm not gonna act like I don't know you like that. You feel what I'm saying? And like I didn't just remember that you let me go, right? Right. So when they rebirthed T'Challa again and he went back to the ancestor when he visited his pupa, oh, he had some words. He said, brethren, you lied. You killed your own brother, right? And in that you left a picnic, you left a child behind. T'Challa just couldn't have that. And you know what his father said? The truth is that he chose to omit that part of leaving the child behind. Because now this is the sins of the father that eventually reached him. And he said, you know what? No, I'm not ready to go home. I have things to do. I'm going to right these wrongs. Boom, 44, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. That shit. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Right? And now this goes back, right? Right? When he was like, can you help me now? Yeah, you did this. You did. This is where the Jabari tribe, right? M'Baka was like, brethren, your mom can stay here. Make sure nothing happens to her, but you're not. Yeah, I'm not helping you anymore. You're not taking any of my men, my army, to help you. You feel what I'm saying? No, learn when you've got enough help. You see what I'm saying? And I respect that too. You can get the aid, but you're not gonna get my army. You feel what I'm saying? This is what that was about. And the past animosity too for Zuri for not getting the thing what he want. What do? He go friend up now. Go friend up Killmonger. You know what I mean? To go against this energy. To go against it's just this is the big brother energy, right? And now the general found out to see that Killmonger, you're not fit to be king anymore. They don't support you. And then the warrior energy of the women. Women can fight. They're back into their power, right? Right? Allow women to war. Allow them to be in a certain sense of power. You feel me? That's why they say men won't be able to bear childbirth. So don't feel like a war of a gun wound or a knife wound is anything like I heard like that. There we go, Ace of Swords. Spirit come through. That's the truth. Right? And I say that as a man, like I know that. I just hear that, right? As bottom deck is giving me the word. Right? Ola Demore coming through. Right? The rebirth energy. Right? The rebirth energy. Followed by the King of Swords. Yeah. This is, yeah, Devil's Energy on the top deck. Watch him. Alright? Devil's Energy on the top deck. Right. So this little Wakanda story was just a little opening of what I feel like the Egyptian energy is moving forward, the royal energy that's moving forward. You know, me and the Pisces Queen were talking, and it's like, you know, she's like, he wasn't supposed to do the movie, that's why. And I feel that as well, because just like in this story too, they were like, we have relations with with them guys over there, right? And it's like they feel like they're doing people favors at the same time, right? And it's like you don't know who everybody's doing deals with for whatever, but it's like they didn't really know Wagwan with our things, right? They had an idea, but they didn't know how you know. So like that's what this is coming down to, the secret traditions of what is lost, what was really written to be, right? And what is being told now, and what deals are being made, what deals have been made, right? That's what I'm hearing. Once you find that out, right, what's yours is yours. They just don't want you to find it out. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want you to find it out. They don't want you to find it out. There we go. Magician energy on the bottom there. Can't make that up. Yeah? Magicians have everything. Your ace. You know, that's the ones. These are the chosen ones. That's why this is what it is. The reclaim your power is not for everybody, right? He was the only one in the tribe that was calling, and then from there, this is a tradition thing. So it's coming from family. You feel me? And then we're coming into the 5 tribes. I don't know. I'll do the Egyptian read when I hear and feel like it. Okay? It's coming. Yeah, this is all this energy right here. Watch the movie again, take a resonance, maybe rest. I don't know. Yeah. Here we go. King of Cups. Yeah. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Followed by the Hermit. Yeah. Yeah. This is the emotional seeking. This is what was going on too with T'Challa when he couldn't make a decision of like running the tribe. He had to go within. And when he did, he reclaimed his power and he came back up. Right? There we go. 3 of Swords. Letting go of the heartache. Yeah. And it was hurt. Like it was exactly that too. Right? He took something in the chest. I let go. Right? And then when you're at the crossroads again, you have to. This is where we are with the Scorpio energy. You got to rebirth. Here we go. 10 of Swords. I tell you, after the 10 of Swords, you wake up after then. Spirit's like, you can get up. You can get up. Wow. There we go. 13 on the bottom deck. Ashe. This read was beautiful. I know what tonight was about. Right? The rebirth energy right there. Right? What's on the top deck? Allegua. Next week is big. And I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so I can see you again. 6 of Swords. We're going to peace out on that with the 8 of Cups. We're going to peace out on that. Ashe.